Hello everyone, so here I'm back again with another Escalation Tier 10 video. This time I'm gonna be playing Bank Headquarters. So let me show you my build real quick. I'm using 4-piece striker, all pieces with echo critical hit damage, along with the backpack and the chest piece. I'm also using the Exodus Club because these things are great for solo play, and Sheska knee pads with echo and almost god roll DPS stats. I'm also using double MK46, both weapons with echo, critical hit chance, and frenzy. That way I can deal with the variety pack debuff. I'm also using the quick step sidearm, even though we already got the movement boost event, as well as the reviver hype decoy and the gunner specialization. For my seasonal thing, I already have it maxed out. I have Invincible Active modifier as well as Munition Spell Contagion and Surge Drive passive modifiers. And for my stats, here are all the sources. For critical hit chance, I have 186.3% critical hit damage, and I have a sum of around 201.5% all weapon damage plus LMG damage. So let's start with the mission. Now, before continuing with the video, thank you guys for the support for the last video that I made on the 1-for-all bug. It did pretty well. I'm very glad that I focused on that video and the response from the wider community at large. So yeah, with that said, I also accept that I definitely deprioritize making these Bank Headquarters run, especially when we got strikers targeted loot. So yeah, I'm definitely aware and I'm fully responsible for doing that, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I think the other video did pretty well on views wise. So yeah, I mean, sorry, not sorry. So anyways, for this first room, we're gonna drop the decoy on the center, and we can either switch between the cover that I was on the left side or the cover that I was on the right. You can switch along depending on where the enemies are coming from and if you are being surrounded by other enemies or not. Luckily, we don't have hot foot, so we should be able to move more easily between cover position. So yeah, that's the first room right there, so we can continue along with the mission. Also, apologies if you get to hear more white noise and some background noise than my usual videos. I'm recording on a different setup this time and on a different place. So yeah, anyways, so for the second room, we're going to be dropping a decoy on the right side, and we are going to be staying on these tables that are on this side of the room, right on the entrance. That way we can get some pretty decent line of sight with all of the enemies that are going to be coming mostly from the second floor. And yeah, it's a pretty chill room overall. Here's a gear grade number 1 out of 5. And if I were to say something about Bank Headquarters is that although it's not the shortest mission from the weekly rotation pool, I think that the mission itself is generally pretty chill to do. Like, even the last boss encounter, I was hearing some stuff that it was a far harder than usual, but I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not it's not easy, but it's not so hard either. So anyways, it's a pretty good mission overall, especially that we got the strikers targeted loot. So anyways, for this part right here, we're gonna stay on this little car over here, and that way we should be able to deal with the beginning enemy wave. You can then use the glass to be able to shoot the boss wave, and once the boss spawns, we have to make sure that we cut line of sight with them. Either that or try to throw some of the foam grenades to make sure that said boss is not targeting us. We have to make sure that we kill all of the enemies first before we prioritize killing the boss. And I mean, if you ever run out of ammo on this room, luckily there's an ammo crate nearby, so you don't have to worry too much about, as I said, running out of ammo. And if your DPS is not high enough, then you could also use something like Ravenous Rifle, doesn't matter if it is expertise or not, and that way you should be able to easily destroy the shield of the boss. The shield counts as armor plates, and the blue primers from Ravenous do increase damage against the shield. But again, I mean, my DPS is so high that I can just kill them with the LMG. There you go, the boss is dead now. So we can continue along with the mission. And yeah, as I said, I mean, sorry for releasing these videos too late. Like, I haven't even farmed strikers that much today. So I mostly focus on the video that I was making and some other in real life stuff. So anyways, that's the key that we're gonna need to be grabbing, because that key will grant us access to gear crate numbers 3 and 4. And once we destroy the yellow lock that you saw right there, we can access to this bathroom, and that way we can access the gear crate number 2 for this mission. As a reminder, there's 5 gear crates found throughout bank headquarters. From here, we can continue along with the elevator. We're going to be climbing down, and we're going to be running right to the middle of the room right here. There's some pretty long pieces of cover around these columns, and that way we can get some pretty decent line of sight with all of the hyenas that are going to be spawning. And talking about one for all, again, when there's at least one enemy with one for all, and you don't get the stupid bug with the increased damage reduction, we should be able to prioritize that enemy, and that way we can spread most of the damage against all of the enemies that are going to be spawning on any room right there. So yeah, I mean, if the mutator wasn't bug, I would say that one for all is probably one of my favorite mutators out there. But it's bug. So anyways, I highly suggest, if you didn't watch my last video on the bug mutator, please watch it. I'm going to be linking it down below, and I probably recommending it throughout the middle of the video if I know how to do that. And yeah. So anyways, for this next room, the strategy is pretty much going to be the same as what you do on Heroic. So I stay on the sides of the door frame. I'm going to be staying right on these boxes, and I'm going to be dealing with all of the enemies from over here. If you get one enemy with one for all, then by all means, just focus on that enemy. You can get the most kills, and that way you don't have to take too much time completing bank headquarters. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward encounter. That enemy had one for all, I start shooting at them, and I kill all of the NPCs that way. Easy peasy. From here, we can open the bank vault door. And as we open the vault door, on the left side, we're going to be finding this door right here that we can open with the secret key that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And from here, we can access gear crate numbers 3 and 4. One of those crates are going to be a Hyenas faction crate, and as such, you're going to need a Hyenas faction key. From here, you can continue along to the next part of the mission. Now for this part, you're definitely going to be needing max LMG ammo for this part. You're going to find the ammo crate right inside the objective room, and the enemy's waves won't be spawning until you interact with the laptop. So the idea for this room is pretty simple. The enemies are going to be coming from the south side of the room, from the vault doors where we access this room. And the idea is that we're going to be staying on the west side. If I know my coordinates well on English, at least. We're going to stay on the west side, on the upper floor, and that way we should be able to spawn kill all of the incoming enemy waves. How many enemy waves are going to be getting? Well, as many enemy waves as we are able to kill within a 2-minute time frame. So that's probably my favorite part from bank headquarters. Like if your DPS is high enough, you should be able to get as many kills as possible just from this part alone. If the DPS is not high enough, if you're just starting to get used to escalation, it's okay. I mean, you can just wait the enemies out, maybe space the waves a little bit further so that you don't get surrounded by too many enemies, and you also don't run out of ammo in the middle of the fight. So anyways, luckily, I mean, if your DPS is already high enough, you can do pretty much what I'm doing, which is staying around the statue and fighting all of the enemies from over there. So, yep. That's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing for the following minute. And yeah, well, I'm killing all of these enemies in the background. Again, thank you guys so much for all of the support with the latest video. I mean, I haven't got that many views on a single day ever since the Wall Street escalation video that I did a few months ago. I mean, that video was the reason why I started I started taking my YouTube channel a bit more seriously. Like before that, it was mostly something for me, but after that, I definitely started considering that I actually have an audience or something. So seeing this video do so well, like, it's definitely a good feeling, you know. So yeah, I definitely want to start doing more of that style of content. Maybe not as unscripted as the video that I uploaded, but still, I mean, that's pretty much the reason that I want to do, like, maybe between these escalation videos, release some more in-depth research videos. Maybe cover some of the space YouTubers like, I hope I can pronounce his name right, Dot Dragon Ball or IKEA did back in the day. Even something like Marco Style for the OG, the original gangsters from from Division may remind them. So yeah, hopefully I can start making more of these videos. And I mean, if the research is good enough, then I really don't mind using the clickbait. Like, if the video is worth it, then by all means try to make the video reach as many people as possible. So, anyways, also I forgot to mention something real quick. When you're killing the enemy waves, please don't get out of the vaults. If you go through the door bolts without having waited for the time to finish, you're gonna get insta failed for this mission, and you're gonna lose all of your escalation tokens. So please don't do that. So, anyways, after we apply the C4, we can continue along with the mission. You're gonna be finding some section of the hallway that's covered by fire. We are gonna just go through the hallway, and from here, we are gonna continue along over here. Gonna open this door right here. And we're gonna find one extra hyena over here. I'm gonna be killing them with my gun specialization weapon because I don't want to waste my high quality ammo. And if you get inside this room, you won't find any gear crate, but you will find an armor crate in case you use one of those during the mission. You can pretty much get one more armor crate, and yeah, that's always good to have, you know. Good to know. So anyways, after we get out of the elevator, if we go to the right side, we're gonna find yet another bathroom with gear crate number 5, the last gear crate for this mission. From here, we can continue along to the next part where we're gonna find President Ellis, the snitch, and well, he's not a snitch, but like, I don't know, he like betrayed us or something like that from the Division 2 lore. Like, who pays attention to Division lore? Sorry, NGN. So anyways, I mean, the idea for this room right here is that we're just gonna stay on the second, on the upper floor and just kill all the enemies from over here. You're gonna get some additional waves on the opposite side of the room, upper floor to the left side if I remember correctly, but you shouldn't have too much of an issue dealing with these enemy waves. And again, also luckily, the escalation enemies, they don't do increased damage to President Ellie, so you don't have to worry too much about the President just getting insta-killed by the increased damage escalation enemies. So yeah, thank you, Mase, for not doing a Grand Washington Hotel door with raid boss levels of HP. So anyways, once you kill every enemy, the President is going to do a very slow walk to the next door. And you have to wait for the President to arrive before you are able to continue along with the mission. Like, you can see him right there just jogging along. Come on, President, you don't... It's not like you were, I don't know, like a hostage of an enemy faction or something. Anyways, so there you go. I can now interact with the President. And from here, you can continue along with the mission. Now, on this right in front of us, you're going to get 2 more enemies on the opposite side of the room. We're going to focus on those enemies. And the moment that we kill both of the enemies, we are going to be dropping a decoy on the middle of this hallway. From here, we're going to stay along on the east side of the hallway. I hope I said my coordinate right. Sorry. And from here, we're going to be dealing along with the rest of the enemy waves. Again, we don't have hot foot, so we can camp our positions a lot more effectively. If we are getting gunned down by way too many enemies, we can use the LMG suppression mechanic to focus on one enemy at a time. And if you see a grenade launcher guy about to throw their grenade or something, prioritize said enemies because those grenades do a ton of damage. Come on, want to kill that last guy. Come on. Gonna throw a grenade. And there you go. That guy is dead. Now from here, we just have to wait for President Ellis to start his animation for boarding up the helicopter. And from here, we can continue along with the mission. We're gonna climb down. We're gonna interact with this thing and we're gonna rappel down to the boss room. Now before this boss room, we have to make sure that we have full LMG ammo because there's gonna be so many enemies and the boss has so much health that we're gonna run out of ammo. So one thing to keep in mind is that I highly advise that you have at least one harvest rifle in your inventory so that you can use it to deal as much damage as possible to the boss armor plates. The boss name is Roach. So yeah, if you want to kill Roach more easily, use the Ravenous. Doesn't matter if it is expertise or not. And I also suggest that you have at least another weapon type that's not an LMG, so that you can focus on any additional enemy if you run out of ammo. In this case, I'm going to be switching to a Lexington as soon as I run out of ammo. So anyways, now for this part right here on the last boss room, I like to stay right over here and on the cover on the opposite side of where I am right now. Now, the benefit from this side of cover is that we can get some pretty nice line of sight with all of the enemies, both the enemies that are going to be spawning on the opposite side of the room, as well as the sniper that is going to be spawning on the second floor, and the Roach himself. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the idea of this part is to either, if we feel comfortable enough, we can use the left side to try to kill as many enemies as possible while staying in cover to not get our armor shut down as quickly. And as soon as things get a little bit hectic, we can switch to the opposite cover. The good thing about this cover is that it has this piece of wall right here that we can use to cut line of sight with Roach himself. That way we can start dealing with the enemy waves and keep our boss fight as a 1v1, which is definitely what I suggest everyone to do. So I'm gonna be focusing on the NPCs, and once all of the NPCs are dead, I'm gonna start damaging the boss. I'm gonna be using the Ravenous because I was almost running out of LMG ammo. And also one thing to keep in mind is that once you do enough damage to the boss armor plates, we're gonna get another enemy wave. I'm gonna be prioritizing that second enemy wave with my LMG. And I'm gonna dedicate all of my Ravenous exclusively to killing the boss. So I run out of ammo, gonna be switching to a Lexington that I have ready. And there you go. I then gonna be destroying the chain gun with the Lexington, and as soon as I break it, I'm gonna be using the left shoulder blue primer mechanic to do maximum damage to the boss armor plates. And there you go, Roach is dead, and with that, Bank Headquarters is finally complete. So, as I said, I mean, it's not the quickest mission to complete for Escalation completion rewards, but it's a pretty decent mission to be farming for Escalation. I can definitely imagine that some of the people that may already be watching this video, you probably didn't have too much problems farming this mission. Like, there's definitely harder missions for Escalation, definitely. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you like it, you can like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I read all of your comments, and I'm gonna be releasing some more Escalation videos and the Incursion very soon. So, yeah. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye bye, everyone.